Hi, and welcome to the April 2015 edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move. I'm Todd Gottel.
And I'm Brian Funderburk.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. Matter of fact, Brian, you can see us all day, every day on RTN 16. Of course,
you can.
You can also find us on your favorite website.
Yes, Rowlett.com.
That's right. And, of course, you can visit us on the streaming video page there.
That's right.
And you can go to our favorite YouTube channel, if that's not good enough, at Rowlett Texas Video. In full HD. High definition.
We help you connect in many different ways.
Yes, we do. We have a very, very busy program this morning, as we do with every program that we have. We have some great news.
We do, Mayor. We do.
I could not be excited. Can I make the announcement?
Yes, you can.
For those that you're not aware, that have been following with, the City of Rowlett has purchased Elgin Robertson Park from the City of Dallas.
No.
Yes.
It's happened?
Can I high five?
Oh my gosh, did that really happen?
It did. It absolutely did. Well, you know it happened because you guys played a very, very important role in it, of course, and it's a very exciting time.
It is. You know, Mayor, this is a game changer for Rowlett. This property, about 257 acres, will become a regional destination for Dallas-Fort Worth area and become the gateway into Rowlett on I-30.
And you know, Brian, interestingly enough, a lot of people think of this that land that we've owned that land for some time, and that's property of the City of Dallas. And you know, the City of Rowlett has been actively pursuing the purchase of this property from the City of Dallas for the past decade. But it will not remain parkland.
No,
as you're probably
it will
aware.
not be a park. That's right.
And so, you know, as you're probably aware, the City of Dallas actually deparked the property. Not once did they try, but twice. Once, of course, it failed with the voters. The second time it came back and it did pass, and they specifically put the property up for sale for development purposes.
For development purposes, and I think that's really important, Mayor, because so many people have called and they've asked, so why would Rowlett buy a park at this time?
That's right.
And the truth of the matter is, the City of Rowlett is not buying a park. We're buying the land, and it will be developed, and that's one of the things that we're doing. Through our partnership with Donahue Development, they are funding the $31.8 million price tag. And this park will be master planned as a mix of residential, mixed use, and commercial development.
That's right. And even though the sale has made news, there are still some steps that we officially have to do before we can close the deal.
Yes.
So here's a brief timeline of the events. So first and foremost, on March 17th, the Rowlett City Council took action regarding the purchase agreement and the boundary adjustments. The next morning, the official documents were signed. That was a pretty cool event.
That was.
We're sitting there in front of all the papers,
Yes.
realizing that this dream, this vision has finally come to a reality. Was pretty amazing. So,
Mayor, the main purchase document itself is 122 pages.
I know. I know. It's pretty incredible. And we have a lot of people to thank for that, of course. Now that's the first step. Then, of course, Brian, on March 25th, the Dallas City Council took action on the second set of boundary adjustments. And, of course, we had to do that in several parts, but it's now officially the City of Rowlett.
That's right, Mayor. And under state law, when you do these boundary adjustments, you can only do like 1,000 feet at a time. So it took 9 separate boundary adjustments to put the land in Rowlett.
You know, Ryan, I know because I just signed the paperwork.
Yes, Mayor, you did.
Now, what's next?
Well, on April 14th, the Rowlett Planning and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing, and they will give a recommendation on their zoning. And then following Tuesday, April 21st, the Rowlett City Council will hold another public hearing, and they will vote and take action on the zoning.
Now, let's talk about that for just a second, because I think this is a good kind of, if we pause there for just a moment, and we'll talk about the rezoning piece on that. Because what are we rezoning? We are rezoning that property for commercial development. In other words, we are doing a zoning overlay so the developer can put together a plan to kind of execute his vision on that property. So this is not a plan of do we keep it a park or do we not keep it a park.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I think is important as part of this too, is that Dallas did not have an intention of keeping this as a park. The real question was Dallas said, look, we're going to sell this. Only 15% of the people currently use that property today that are from the City of Dallas, which means 85% of the people that use that park aren't from the city. So they're putting the money back into their park system, and all they're doing is selling this piece of property. And our job specifically for that public hearing is to do nothing more than a zoning overlay for development to make sure that the standards that are put in place are high standards.
That's right, Mayor. And we are, the zoning that we're putting on top of it will be our form-based code. So we are assured of high quality development. There'll be plenty of open space and public domain. Trail system throughout the whole park. This is really going to be neat.
And the developer has some really interesting plans. Although we can't share those today, I was very, very privileged to be part of the discussion with him about his vision. And once this zoning overlay is done, he's kind of going to be able to execute that vision on paper, so to speak, to be able to say, now let's, based on your form-based codes, again, as you mentioned, which are very high standards of development. These are probably 2 or 3 levels above anything that we've ever done in the past, based on our new standards and based on Realize Rowlett 2020 that the citizens helped put together. So this standard of development is going to really ensure us to make sure that we get a really good product there. And as you mentioned, you're going to see trail systems, you're going to see high-end residential, you're going to see commercial development, high-quality commercial development, and a lot of other really cool things. And it even outlines the amount of open space and stuff like that that's required as well. So a lot of really, really good things. Now, the next step on this, and you got to help me out with this one because you're really the tax guy, or you're the money guy as we call you, but that really has to do with the TRS. Excuse me.
Sure, Mayor. At the same April 21st meeting, the Rowlett City Council will take action on the tax increment reinvestment zone, which is called a TRS. Some people also call them TIFs, tax reinvestment zone, for the infrastructure needs. There's 2 major pieces to this. One part of that is to transfer the land to the developer who's putting up the money. And then the second piece of that is the infrastructure that needs to go into that zone. This would include water and sewer improvements, improvements for I-30 and Dow Rock. There's a lot of earthwork that also has to be done on the south part to make it developable. Extraordinary earthwork, I'll tell you that. And then, Mayor, finally, if everything goes well as planned, on April 30th, the property sale closes.
So first and foremost, let's back up for a second, because this reinvestment zone that you're talking about is really taking the money that we collect within that particular area and using that money, and not other money, but that money specifically, to help fund the improvements necessary to make that land developable.
That's right, Mayor, and that's what a TRS does.
Right.
It allows you to capture the property tax just from that one project and use that to help pay for the infrastructure.
Because that's one of the concerns that people had to say,
right.
well, is my tax money going into that? And the answer is no. That the tax money is generated, which is the $32 million purchase price. That tax revenue that we receive from the $32 million piece of property is going to go back into paying for the infrastructure and other needs that are there.
That's right, Mayor. And over, I would say, anywhere between 3 and 12 years, you're going to have a lot of development being built there. And some of that may be even earlier than that. But you're right, the property tax revenue that we collect on that is being able to be used for rebating some of those extraordinary infrastructure costs.
Well, and things like the overpass. This is something that was desperately needed anyway. We've heard this again and again and again. We just did not have the money to be able to do it. And this actually allows us to put the money back into the overpass, which is really not configured what I'll call properly for today's traffic. Many years ago, when this was developed, it was fine because there was hardly any traffic running through there. But now we've become a city of 60,000 roughly. It really does become more important because you have a lot of traffic that's running on a daily basis, and it's not the most easy in terms of layout to be able to help get around.
That's right, Mayor. It's not.
So now, and then the final part, which is I think the most important part, is April 30th, as you mentioned, which means the property closes. And that's when the developer puts up their money for the property, and then it officially belongs. In other words, it's officially in the city of Rowlett and belongs to the developer at that time.
That's correct.
So
that is
what
correct.
exciting. So none of our money, none of the city of Rowlett money is going into that property.
That's correct, Mayor. And not only that, but we also will not officially own any land in the park itself.
That's right.
So
it's a really exciting time. I mean, if you
is.
think about it. And one thing I do want to point out, I've had this question come up before and say, well, why didn't the city of Rowlett keep it as a park? Well, it was deparked, and there's no way that at this point we could spend $32 million for a piece of property, just for a piece of property, to keep it as a park at this point. We have too many parks in the city that aren't developed at this point.
Correct.
And we've even through in this year's budget actually allocated some money to help improve some of the parks, not drastically, but just provide some of the basic needs. So to be able to take $32 million of taxpayer money and put it into one park is really out of the question at this point, based on all the other needs that we have. So,
Mayor, you know what I can't wait for?
What's that?
I can't wait until we can show our public what's really going to go there.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
This is going to be exciting.
Having spent an opportunity with Mr. Donahue and just to hear kind of his vision about some of the stuff in the property, I think people are going to be extraordinarily impressed, and this is going to become a real destination. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a place I think that people can be very, very proud of. It's going to be a spot that I think really makes us stand out amongst other cities. Just based, one, is the location of the property, and two, really has to do with his vision of that property and to be able to execute on that vision. And I just wish I could share. I want so bad to say, here's what's coming. If you will only see this one feature, you're going to love it. But we can't do that at this point. So we are very, very excited. So next up, we have an interview with a man who helped make this purchase happen. Our very own economic development director, Jim Grabenhorst.
That's right, Mayor.
I mean, and we really owe him a lot. I mean, they worked extremely hard. The entire city staff put a lot of effort into this, but specifically our city attorney, David Berman,
yes,
and Jim Grabenhorst put a tremendous amount of effort in this. So they kind of stand heads and shoulders above the rest. And he's going to give us some background on the property as well. And I just want to kind of just praise Jim again because of the hard work and effort that he put into this. He really made this happen. This was a full-time effort. This is something we've asked for years and years and years. And although, you know, it's great when I see a picture of myself sitting there signing paperwork, there are months and months and years of negotiation and stuff that has gone into this on his part and David Berman's part to really make this happen. Because the city of Dallas, as great as they are, they're very, very tough negotiators. They have very rigid rules that they have to live by. And this was a win-win for both parties. There was a lot of give and take on both sides. And at the end of the day, we were very fortunate to acquire the property and to work with the city of Dallas on the development piece of this. So.
You know, and Mayor, I know a lot of people may not realize this, but between discussions and actual hard negotiations, we have been talking about this with Dallas for 2 years now.
Well, and what's interesting, just to kind of digress, you know, as councils, we have been making runs at this property now for probably the past decade or so, and trying to see what we could do to get this property. And as I said this before in many speeches or conversations, there's stars and the moon and the sun have aligned. We finally have a city that's agreeable to be able to sell this property. We're fortunate enough to be in this spot. We've got a great developer, Dallas backed or Dallas approved developer as well. So this is not just some guy we randomly chose to help us to develop the property. And the timing was really right. I mean, we are just very, very fortunate on this. So hats off to Jim Grabenhorst, hats off to our city attorney. Really great job. You guys did a terrific job. So here's Jim. He's going to give us a little bit of background on the property. And drum roll for the new name on the property.
What is it? What? Okay.
So
that was a drum roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's Jim with the details.
Yes.
I'm Jim Grabenhorst, Director of Economic Development for the City of Rowlett. The property formerly known as Elgin B. Robertson, which now is coming into the City of Rowlett, and that project is going to be known as Bayside, is located along Interstate 30 at the Dow Rock interchange, and it's divided both on the north side of 30 and the south side of Interstate 30. The north property contains about 145 acres, and the south property contains about 115 acres. The Bayside project, which was the former Elgin B. Robertson property, that was originally acquired in 1966 by the City of Dallas as part of the Forney Reservoir development, which is now known as Lake Ray Hubbard. Dallas Parks and Recreation Department used bond funds to acquire that property, and it was immediately designated as a park upon their acquisition. And in May of 2013, the voters from the City of Dallas voted on ballot proposition to depark the property and allow for the sale or conveyance of the property. The City of Rowlett and the City of Dallas have had a long-standing discussion about Rowlett's interest in acquiring the Elgin B. Robertson property. And it's lasted over the past decade. Those conversations have been going on. And from City of Rowlett's perspective, the interest has been having a front door on Interstate 30. It's also the opportunity to create a regional destination, not only for Rowlett, but for the entire DFW area. And we think this opportunity is going to be a win-win opportunity for both cities, and something that not only our community, but the entire DFW Metroplex will be proud of. The purchase price of $31.8 million for the property was determined by an appraisal that the City of Dallas had conducted on the property. As we have talked about in the past, City of Rowlett has a development partner of Donahue Development Corporation that will be funding the purchase price. So the $31.8 million will be funded through our development partner, Donahue Development Corporation, and the City of Rowlett will be acquiring the property and then immediately selling it to our development partner, Donahue Development. One of the questions that we have gotten asked is, will the property remain a park? And the simple answer is no. The City of Rowlett acquired the property in partnership with our development partner, Donahue Development, to see the property innovatively master planned and developed under the city's new form-based codes that were adopted. And so the property will be developed. One of the questions that we get is, will there continue to be public access to Lake Ray Hubbard as well as the shoreline? And that's one of the things that our form-based code promotes, is the pedestrian environment, public open spaces, and access to the shoreline. So we are extremely excited about the opportunity that this property brings to Rowlett and the ability to showcase the shoreline there as well as the natural beauty that this property has to offer. From an economic development standpoint, the opportunity that the Bayside project has for this community in the DFW region, this is one of those legacy type projects that is going to be extremely exciting to work on, extremely exciting to come to fruition. It is going to be a multi-year process. A project of this size doesn't happen overnight, but obviously first steps have to happen, and so the action that we're recently taking by our City Council will start that process. So again, from an economic development standpoint, this is going to be an incredible project to work on, and I personally am excited to be part of this process and have a great team, not only at the Mayor's office, but the City Council level, to work on and bring this project to fruition.
Saving water doesn't mean sacrificing your yard. I'm Agriculture Commissioner Todd Staples with some water smart tips. Water only in the early morning or in the evening, and inspect outside faucets and sprinkler systems for leaks. These are small changes that can make a big difference and help our great state conserve water. Be water smart and save. Learn more at texaswatersmart.com.
Now, again, lots of busy things going on for this program, but the next big thing that we have, and kind of prioritize, because LGB Robertson first, but then secondly, the 2015 bond election is coming up, and that's on May 9th. Now, this is very, very important, because this is a pretty significant time for us in the city of Rowlett. You might question, how do we arrive at the dollar amount? We'll talk about that in just a second, but we have a $25.8 million bond package that's set to help fund streets, parks, and public safety projects in Rowlett, and is coming up for a vote, as I mentioned, on May 9th. Voters will have a chance to weigh in on these three propositions. One is $18.9 million, which is a funding for streets. We got $4.2 million for parks, and $2.6 million for public safety. Now, a lot of times people don't understand this, but if this is passed, the residents will not experience a tax increase to help fund that city rate. So maybe you can help me a little bit understand, the dollar amounts that are there, because we can talk about the task force, we'll talk about it in a second, but how do we do this without having a tax increase? We're borrowing $26 million essentially, and how do we do that without having a tax increase?
Mayor, the main reason for that is that the City of Rowlett has not issued any new bonds, government-backed bonds, since about 2005 or 2006, in that time frame. And as a result, our debt service has dropped dramatically, or will be dropping dramatically over the next few years. And so what this bond election does is that it backfills some of that decline, so we have a margin that we can actually add to that without changing the tax rate.
Well, that is great news. I will tell you, it's exciting, because a lot of times people say, well, how do you borrow money without having to pay anymore? But it's no different than you going in if you had a car payment and all of a sudden the car payment's not going to be there, and say, look, I'm replacing that with a new car for the same payment. That's really exactly what we're doing.
Exactly, man.
You know, so very, very good news. And last August, of course, you know, which is a very, very important part of this, we actually have a committee called the CIPTF Committee, the Community Investment Program Task Force, to provide specific project recommendations. Now, these folks are made up of citizens that live in the community. They have had an opportunity to go through and actually visit all of these sites. So staff came forward and said, here's a list of recommendations that we have. They went out and as a group and looked at these specific areas. They drove the streets, they drove the alleys, they looked at the specific projects, and they said, help us justify why we think this is an important project that we should recommend to the citizens. And they did that. And hats off to these folks, because they put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this. And these are just normal everyday citizens. These are not folks that were chosen to say, hey, you have to approve this set of projects. I mean, they went in, and there was a lot of debate. And then we even went to council in addition to that, and then debated further. It was a 4-hour meeting, if you recall.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Yes, it was.
Where we went back and said, is this project really worth it? Help me as as the mayor or as a council person understand exactly why we need to have that project. And there was a lot of debate. So 4.5-hour meeting, and we came, of course, out with the project list. And what I like about this is that there's a phased project list. In other words, you got phase 1, which is the bond election today. Phase 2, which we're sort of putting the finishing touches on right now. We're kind of going through that, which is the next bond election. Right. But they're small, shortly or quickly executed packages, which I like. So this is not something where 10 years from now you'll see a road get done. This is really like, hey, we borrow the money today, within a 3-year period, that project set will be done so we can go on to the next bond election, which I think is important.
Exactly.
So a really, really important part. And of course the citizen, the project list itself was involved through solicitation of the public. This is stuff that we've noted when people send notes in, emails to us that said, look, we're not happy, my street's bad. We make notes of that stuff. We've got a PCI rating, or paving condition index rating, on our streets and alleys that help us rate the streets from worst street to best street.
And Mayor, our citizens can explore the full list of projects and their approximate amounts on Rowlett.com. If you go there, click on the 2015 bond election link on the left-hand side of the web page. And during the month of April, we're holding additional public meetings, neighborhood gatherings, and ramping up our communications in the city to educate our citizens and promote voting in our community.
Well, that's an important thing. I mean, I think it's an important part of this as well. And one of the things that I'm most happy about is we've got a very unique way to learn about the 2015 bond election.
We do, Mayor, we do. And is it ready to go bring?
Bring, what am I? Bring, what is that?
That sounds like a rotary telephone or something.
It is. Not only is it this is a telephone town hall meeting, okay? And so even better, for those with a olive green rotary dial, I'm forgetting how this works, sorry, rotary dial telephone, you can call in and listen. Do you want to hear?
No,
hello, Brian. Good morning.
I'm
okay,
sure
there he is.
Exactly who it is.
Guess who I am?
I know who you are.
I'm ready to talk to you. So we got a telephone town hall meeting coming up. Here, I'll let you hold on to that. And you can pretend you're listening to me. How about that? All right. So one of the most unique ways to learn about. Thank you. I was going to hit you with the phone. You can hurt me with that thing.
No, I was going to listen.
Yes, you know you were.
I was going to listen.
That's how they stopped making those, because you can hurt people with that.
I know.
But one of the most unique ways to learn about the bond election is our telephone town hall meeting on April 23rd from 6:30 to 7:30. Our assistant city manager, Jim Proce, is going to be heading up efforts of Jim Proce. We want to encourage everyone to vote. This bond election is critically important. Again, we have broken this up into 3 parts. We have a street section, we have a park section, and we have our public safety section. And so you have the opportunity to be able to choose to vote for one or all 3. It's completely up to you. But I think it's an important part. And most importantly, we want people to understand exactly what they're voting for. I don't want you voting for something just to vote for it. We want them to show up and vote because they have purpose and they believe in these specific projects. And we've got a good project list. I think it's balanced. I will tell you this, one of the challenges people say is, well, you're not putting enough money in my streets. But it is a balance because at the end of the day, we have parks that have been neglected, and we have public safety needs that we have to fund as well. And so, and without getting crazy with these contractors, there's only so much project work that we can really handle at one time anyway. So I think this phased approach for the streets and alley project or our infrastructure projects are very, very well done.
Well, and Mayor, they're critical too, because the truth of the matter is this drought has absolutely wreaked havoc with our infrastructure.
It has.
So there are a lot of our citizens who live on streets who, without this drought, may not be quite as bad a shape, but it has really deteriorated. And if you had a bad road then, you have a terrible road today.
That's
and
right.
We've got to get started on fixing these streets.
Now, let me mark this date because this is monthly broadcast, so you're going to see this all month. But Thursday, April 9th, which is a relatively short period. We're only 9 days into the viewing of this before this part of it really is not going to be good anymore, so to speak. This date won't be good. But Thursday, April 9th is the last day to register to vote for the bond election. So those that are not registered to vote, if you're interested in participating and you want to register to vote, April 9th is the last day to, of course, register to vote for the bond election. Now, we've got roughly about 30,000 voters in the city. Folks, we just need you to turn out. Do your part, help us out here because it's an important part of the city. We have projects like Kids Kingdom that are on the park side of this thing. We've got a lot of streets and alleys that are on, and we want to get these projects done. We have a very, very large need list in the city, and it's important that your voice be heard. And if you don't vote, you can't complain. Because at the end of the day, it's important that we get the turnout. And so early voting begins, and this is the best part. I love early voting, but early voting begins April 27th and ends May 5th. And you can check Rowlett.com for times and locations. Now, early voting, it could not be any easier. When I came in from Philadelphia, Election Day was Tuesday, and you went on Tuesday, and you stood in line, in some cases, for an hour to be able to exercise your right to vote. I got to hear this, and they said, we got early voting. I'm like, what's that? Well, you just show up at this location, and it's never busy. Like you can walk in and walk out in like a few minutes. I mean, it takes more time to get out of your car and walk in and hand in your driver's license than it does to walk over and vote. It is unbelievable. So it could not be any easier. So early voting begins April 27th and ends May 5th. And again, check Rowlett.com for your times and locations.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Ian with Telephone Town Hall Meeting. You can call us TTHM for short, and I'm here to give you a quick walkthrough of how a teletown hall works. We initiate the town hall with an outgoing message. You can see the dial progress bar here. Those who answer our outbound call hear a brief message telling them why we're calling, and then they automatically join the forum in progress. If they don't answer our live call, we leave them a voice message telling them to join by dialing a toll-free inbound participant line. Use this voicemail message to promote your website, plug upcoming events, or advocate on behalf of your organization. Event statistics update live during your event right here. A TTHM moderator tells folks how to participate, then introduces your primary host. The host lays the framework for our forum discussion and introduces any speakers. Meanwhile, our TTHM screeners interview and organize callers with questions or comments, forwarding them to a speaker queue with a detailed question summary. The moderator then brings participants live one at a time for interactive Q&A. We use this real-time polling feature to get feedback from the audience. You can also use this feature to tag participants who want future contact, who plan to attend an upcoming event, or who would like to volunteer or advocate on your behalf. We're Telephone Town Hall Meeting.
But we've got a Kidfish and Cardboard Boat Regatta. Now, even better than the Cardboard Boat Regatta, we have this Kidfish. So you got single parents out there, these single moms that said, I really want to do something with my child that want, and they're not really big on fishing. This is a great way to have a lot of fun. We stock the pond with lots of fish. The kids get to go out there and they get to fish out there, which is really, really cool. We'll help them if they need to have help. We measure these fish. You should see some of these fish that these kids bring in. They're carrying these fish and the expression on their faces as that thing bites for the first time, and they're tugging on it. Remember how that works?
Oh, yes, I do.
And they're almost scared because they're like, oh, what's on the end line? Because I can't see it. And they reel that fish in. It is a lot of fun. So on April 25th, we've got a Kidfish and Cardboard Boat Regatta. Now, the Kidfish starts at 9 a.m. and runs to noon.
Yep.
So where is it?
Community Park.
What was it? Go ahead.
Community Park.
Rock. Was that the little? That was supposed to make a little noise.
There's one echo.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, but we have the Kidfish at Community Park, and that runs from 9 to 12. And right after that, at 1:30 is the cardboard boat regatta. So row your boat gently across the pond.
Yes.
You didn't sing that real well. That's okay.
Well, Mayor, you know what's really cool about this too? It is a free event.
It is, yes.
And there's no registration required. So after the Kidfish, stick around for the second annual Rowlett Cardboard Boat Regatta at 1:30. Community Park will be full of spectators waiting to see who will float, sink, or swim.
And some of them sank.
Some of them
Now,
sink.
let me give you a tip, because there's a few rules around this thing, and the sinking is part of half the fun. Is they're out there, they're paddling, and before you know it, they're going a little lower, and a little lower, and a little lower, until the point where the water just comes in and they're stuck. And it's just a whole lot of fun. But contestants can make boats out of cardboard and tape, and only rely on their inventions to keep them afloat as they race across the pond. Now, there are specific requirements. You can go to rowlett.com for those details. There's an entry form they fill out, but it's just a whole lot of fun. We had a whole group of contestants. Now, the boat size has to be between 3 to 5 crew members. So that's a lot of people. If you take if you and I were sitting there and you add like a couple more me, a couple more you, that's a lot of weight for a piece of cardboard. If you think about a piece of cardboard, I would go like this. You go, that's going to hold all that weight. So pretty amazing. So boat size 3 to 5 crew members. There are age groups from the youth from 8 to 13, and adults are 14 plus.
That's right.
So
and
pretty
Mayor,
cool stuff.
Pre-registration for that part is required. All teams will need to collect their own cardboard. Life vests are mandatory for all team members, and prizes will be awarded to the winners.
That's exciting. That's pretty cool stuff. Now, there is an entry fee of $20 per boat if registered by April 6th, and $30 if registered after April 6th. And I understand our illustrious park staff is going to try this again this year. Poor Angie was out there last year. Angie Smith was out there, and she's paddling away, and she's going a little lower, and you just see her sink right into the water. But it was just a whole lot of fun. And so it's a perfect team building exercise. It's a great activity for schools, churches, local businesses, sports teams, and of course family and friends. And it brings back a lot of fond memories for me, just as a child, being able to sit there. And what was really cool. Now, I'm going to make this recommendation if they haven't thought about it already. We had some of it last year. Think about your team a little bit and come up with a theme, essentially. Some have the pirate theme, where they all dress up like pirates, Pirates of the Pond, you can call it, or we've got the Vikings. What?
No, I'm just. Okay.
Why are you laughing at? I'm trying to come up with really good ideas here. I'm helping you out, okay?
Yes. I like the Vikings.
Just think you got another year of this done and I'm done, okay? Is that all right? Do you like that? He's thinking, thank you, Lord. I don't have to put up with this anymore.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, but whatever. It's a great team building activity either way, regardless if you have a theme or not. So, there you go. So, does it sound like fun?
I think it sounds like a lot
No,
of fun.
sure it does. That's what it says. Sure it does. Say that. Does it sound like fun?
Sure it does.
Okay, that's right. So you can call the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 and to register or visit the Parks and Recreation page at
Rowlett.com.
couldn't say it more exciting, could you? Yes. For easy online sign up.
We're moving. Have you heard the latest? We're moving. Follow us. We're moving. We're moving. Have you heard? We're moving. Follow us.
Happy trails to you.
What are you doing, Mayor?
Well, I didn't have a horse.
You didn't have a horse?
No.
You riding a dog? Oh, boy, Todd.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
It's great this morning.
Okay, let's see if I can play along.
Right. It's happy trails to you, remember? Happy
Yeah,
trails to you.
Of course I remember that.
Until we meet again.
Which is going to be too
Okay.
soon.
So,
We want you to
what a
come,
good opening, right? He's like, how do I get out of this one?
We want you to come say goodbye to the library's current location at 4000 Main Street during the what?
The Happy Trails celebration.
There you go.
Did I sound happy?
Trails. Yes, you did.
Okay, good.
Actually,
All right.
that was really nice.
Happy Trails.
On Saturday, April 11th, the library will be holding the Western-themed Happy Trails celebration before our current library rides off into the sunset. In other words, we're going to be relocating temporarily to 5702 Rowlett Road. Help us say goodbye to the 4000 Main Street building with a party.
That's exciting.
It's going to be
I mean, really
nice.
is. In all seriousness, it's a great opportunity to kind of say goodbye to the old, welcome the new, and it's just, the library itself is very sentimental to a lot of individuals that are there.
Yes.
We have some great things coming up with the new library and even our future library that's there as part of this downtown project, but we have many more details coming, so stay tuned. So, and again, April 11th, just mention the date. Please join us. Brian and I will be there to help celebrate the move and our new beginning that's there, and should be a lot of fun. And I understand we're going to have cowboy hats. That's part of the whole.
Yes, we are.
That
Cowboy
was
boots.
I just wouldn't sing Happy Trails to you. I want you to know that. But okay. And
No, that it'll be a Western theme. More details are coming soon. Please stay tuned.
And Rudy was not very happy. He didn't like the fact. I said, "Look, I just got to help me out here." He goes, "I'm not doing that." I said, "Yes, you are." He said, "So okay."
And here's library employee Mary Lynn Saxton with April's calendar of events at the Rowlett Public Library.
Hi, I'm Tanya Hartline, Information Services Supervisor for the Rowlett Public Library, located at 3900 Main Street in downtown Rowlett. Have you heard? The library is moving. The library will be closed during the month of May. Visit our new location at 5702 Rowlett Road beginning June 1st. For more information, please check the library website. Library cards are still free, and materials like books, DVDs, music CDs, and magazines are still available for checkout through the end of the month. Contact the library at 972-412-6161 for information about how to obtain your free library card. The library offers programs for families to enjoy together. Check it out. Family Saturday Movie and Popcorn on April 4th, Family Saturday Crafts on April 11th, and Family Saturday Games on April 18th. The Movie and Popcorn program on April 4th at 2 p.m. will feature The Cat in the Hat, rated PG. A young brother and sister are visited by a mischievous cat when their mother leaves them home alone. Check the library's calendar or website for more information. Story times are excellent for building word recognition and promoting a love of reading. Programs are held at 10 a.m. and repeated again at 10:30 a.m. 3 days a week. On Mondays, introduce your baby to books and vital pre-reading skills with interactive story times at 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. in April. The Young and the Restless Baby Storytime is ideal for babies ages 0 to 2. Toddlers learn letter recognition with interesting and colorful tales, some set to music, on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. in April with Giggle Wiggle story times. Toddlers will have fun while developing a love of learning. Wear your jammies and bring your favorite blankie to curl up and listen to a wonderful sleepy time story on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. for Pajama Story Time. This program is suitable for young children and their families. For grade school children, Rowlett Public Library has a primetime book club, which meets on Thursdays at 4 p.m. in April in the meeting room. Introduce young readers to new series and encourage new reading genres. This month's topic is classic children's tales. Continue your preschoolers' introduction to the alphabet and promote early word recognition with Shake, Rattle, and Read story times on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. Celebrate National Library Week, April 13th through 18th. This year's theme is Unlimited Possibilities at Rowlett Public Library. The public is invited to remember how useful the library is, how helpful the friendly staff are, and how all of the enrichment, education, and entertainment is provided for free. Stop by the library from Monday, April 13th through Saturday, April 18th, and enter to win a basket filled with books and prizes. Adult Education GED and ESL classes are held weekly. Sign up at the reference desk. Beginning in April, afternoon ESL classes will be held at City Hall. Evening and weekend classes will be held at the Rowlett Community Center. Morning GED classes will also be held at City Hall starting April 1st. Evening classes will be held at the Rowlett Community Center. For more information on class times, dates, and locations, check the library website or call the library at 972-412-6161.
Hello, I'm Brian Beckner, Fire Marshal for the City of Rowlett. This month, let's talk about weather safety. The most active months for tornadoes are April, May, and June. When and where these violent weather phenomena will occur can often be difficult to pinpoint with a high degree of accuracy. Therefore, the most important thing you can do is to take a tornado preparedness seriously. There are 3 things you can do to prepare for tornadoes. 1, make a plan. 2, get a supply kit. And 3, stay informed and take action. Make a plan. Locate and designate the safest part of your residence or workplace as a tornado shelter. This should be a small room with no windows on the lowest floor and as close to the center of the building or residence as possible. Mobile homes are often one of the most dangerous structures to be in during a tornado. So if you have time and can do so safely, you should get out and seek shelter in a permanent and stronger structure. If outside, find a ditch to lie in and cover your head. If you're in a vehicle and cannot get to any other type of shelter, then keep your seatbelt on and place your head below the window level. Do not seek shelter underneath an overpass, as these almost never provide protection from a tornado. Make an emergency supply kit for your home with first aid kit and enough food and water for last at least 3 days, and then place this kit in your designated shelter location or somewhere that allows you quick access. Additional items include your kit are flashlights, medication, important documents, helmets, radios, whistles in case you're trapped underneath debris and unable to yell for help, etc. Stay informed and take action. Pay attention to local broadcasts regarding the potential for severe weather capable of producing tornadoes to impact our area. If a tornado warning is issued for our area, then seek shelter immediately. Buy a NOAA weather radio and make sure it is set to the local frequency. For the Rowlett area, the frequency is 162.400 megahertz. A good weather radio will cost between $20 and $40. If you have any additional questions, please call me at 972-463-3940 or send me an email at bbeckner@rowlett.com. Again, I'm Brian Beckner, your Fire Marshal. Thank you for your time.
Well, Mayor, let's talk about one of your favorite departments.
The finance department?
No, the city manager's office.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so we talking about city manager's office?
No.
Oh, because I was going to say,
I think we have something
that's
more
not my
exciting
favorite
to talk
department.
about.
Yeah, I was going to say that's. I mean, it's not okay, but it's not my favorite.
Well, let's go talk about something that is.
Could it be the library?
That's one of them.
Okay. Parks and recreation?
That one.
Do I get a ding, ding, ding?
Ding,
Parks
ding,
and recreation?
Ding. Yes, that one.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding,
okay,
ding.
forget it. Never mind. Well, that's one of my favorite departments too. You know, and the summer is just around the corner, and things are really heating up. You're supposed to act like you're hot now. Okay. At the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department. Yeah, we got, as I mentioned before, we got the Kidfish and Cardboard Boat Regatta on April 25th. We got Wet Zone Water Park opens on May 16th. And of course, the Senior Health Fair is right around the corner.
You know, at the beginning of next month, be sure to grab your copy of the Summer Lakeside Leisure. The park of the month for April 2015 is Paddle Point Park, and it's located at 6600 Miller Road. Paddle Point Park is 1.4 acres and features a canoe, kayak, and a John boat launch area.
Well, that's exciting. And I love that little park because that's a lot of fun. You know, they got a lot of stuff to do there. You can go rent a kayak, go paddle around. It's very inexpensive, so you don't own a kayak. You can go rent one, which is really cool. We've got a good program set up with an outside vendor that's there.
And Mayor, the lake levels are coming up.
Yes, isn't that exciting?
So now there's more lake to paddle in.
That's right. It's exciting because for a while there, watching recede. We're only down at this point about, what, 6 feet?
Just under 6 feet down.
It's good. It's getting
That's
there.
very
We see a
good.
little more rain, which is good. So Paddle Point Park, a lot of fun. And Paddle Point Park, by the way, as you're probably aware, is home to Rowlett's own Texas Parks and Wildlife Paddling Trail.
Yep.
You can enjoy the 6.4-mile trail's beautiful scenery on Lake Ray Hubbard, including views of great blue herons, bald eagles, and other wildlife.
Isn't that cool?
That's like snakes. That's not good. Okay, we won't talk about those,
Yes,
will we? Okay,
yes.
so we'll talk about the fish, we'll talk about the herons, we'll talk about the birds. Like birds,
Yes,
little birds.
but we're
okay,
not
right.
going to talk about the snakes.
No, we don't talk about the
Okay.
snakes, no. Shh, that's a bad word. Okay,
So
all right.
no reservations are needed to use this park, and all features are first come, first served.
And it's a lot of fun. Seriously, if you don't have if you don't have like a little kayak deal, they have kayak lessons you can take. So if you've never done it before, you can rent a kayak, and it's a really cool afternoon. Think about going to the movies. This is a great opportunity just to go out and do something with the family because it's very interactive and kind of team building. It's just a lot of fun when you do this stuff together. So really, really cool stuff. So here's the community staff or the community center staff with April's calendar events for the parks or the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department.
There you go.
Have fun.
Senior citizens, the Senior Health Fair is April 14th. It will start at 9 a.m. and go until noon. Over 40 vendors will explain their services and programs to you firsthand. This may include home health care, retirement communities, doctors, pharmacies, and a bunch more. This event is free and open to everyone.
Wet Zone Water Park opens May 16th. Season passes are $50 for non-residents and $40 for residents. In addition, we offer the following season passes, which provide discounts on food and beverages at the gift shop and on other fun activities at the park. The Gold Pass includes park entry, 10% off food and beverage, retail, and lockers. Non-residents, $60, residents, $50. The Platinum Season Pass includes park entry, 25% discount off food and beverage, retail, water wars, cabana rental, and free season locker rental. Non-resident is $90, resident price is $80.
Coming April 17th for the first time is a Parks and Recreation sponsored Friday Night Live. Parents can drop off their kids ages 11-15 and go have fun while we keep them busy. They will enjoy food and snacks while dancing the night away to the latest tunes. Don't forget to take a keepsake picture from our photo station so you can keep the memories forever. Cost is $15 per participant and you must pre-register for the event.
Coming April 25th is Kid Fish and Cardboard Boat Regatta. First, starting at 9 a.m. and going to noon is Kid Fish. This will take place at Community Park, where we will fill Community Pond with 500 pounds of catfish. Awards will be given out to each age group for the biggest catch. Following Kid Fish at Community Park is the Cardboard Boat Regatta.
Once again, on May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Rowlett Community Center will be offering seniors an opportunity to attend the AARP Smart Drivers Defensive Driving class for seniors. Pre-registration is required. To register, call the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 or stop by and see us. Fees are $20 for non-AARP members and only $15 for AARP members.
Taekwondo will also continue into the month of April. Classes begin on the first Thursday of April and a beginner and intermediate course will be available. Classes take place on Tuesday and Thursday nights from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for beginners and 7:30 to 9 p.m. for the intermediate class. Fees are $30 for once a week and $50 for twice a week. You can join this program anytime. Also coming in April, Pilates 1, Pilates 2, Bodyworks, Zumba, Bakwa Insanity, and Mommy and Me, and times vary depending on the class. Call 972-412-6170 for more information.
Enjoy your own pavilion with a party host and Haley the Hippo to help celebrate the party, which includes a tiara or crown for the birthday child, a snow cone for all the kids, birthday cake, plates, utensils, and a t-shirt for the birthday child. Hot dog, chips, and a drink for everyone are included in the guest fee. $100 for an hour-and-a-half rental and $30 for each additional 30 minutes, plus $9 per guest. The birthday child is free and the guest price includes all-day admission to the park.
The Summer 2015 Lakeside Leisure is now available with some awesome new classes and camps. Our new fitness program is UJam Fitness, an athletic cardio dance fitness program that unites world beats with urban flavor. The music will take you around the world from old school hip hop to Bollywood with an athletic, intense cardio workout that makes you sweat, tones your body, and leaves your body craving more. Pound is another new fitness class being offered, and that is a 45-minute group fitness class that fuses strength training, Pilates, and cardio moves with drumming. Using lightweight ripsticks, you will channel your inner rock star while training. Pound shifts focus for counting reps to drumming to the beat and making noise as you get a whole body workout. Art camps, Lego camps, and sports camps, to just name a few, that the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department is offering this summer. You don't want to register late because these camps will fill up fast. Register early and prepare for a summer full of awesome.
The Learn to Swim program at Wet Zone Water Park will kick off on June 10th. Swim lessons are offered for 4 sessions, each lasting 2 weeks or 8 days, except for private and semi-private lessons, which each last for 1 week or 4 days. Group classes will meet Wednesday through Saturday for 2 weeks. Group sessions, a maximum of 8 students, are $55 per student. Semi-private sessions with a maximum of 3 students are $100 per student. Private sessions with a maximum of 1 student are $125 per student. The focus of the Learn to Swim program is on water safety first and stroke development second upon graduation from the class. Each student will receive a free child ticket to the wet zone. Visit the park online at wetzonewaterpark.com for more detailed class descriptions and a complete schedule. Registration begins April 1st, 2015 online at wetzonewaterpark.com or in person at the Rowlett Community Center, 5300 Main Street.
Also new this spring is the No Sew Fleece project. Have you ever wanted to make a blanket but didn't have the sewing skills? No worries, the Rowlett Community Center has you covered. Learn the basics of creating a fleece blanket that can be used as a graduation gift, Mother's Day present, or just a blanket to keep you warm. No Sew Fleece project will occur on Sunday, April 26th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and cost is $10 per participant.
Want to keep up with all things Rowlett Parks and Recreation? If so, please like us on Facebook at City of Rowlett Parks and Recreation and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Rowlett Parks and Rec. For more information about our programs or services, please call the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 or visit us on the web at rowlett.gov/parksandrec. From the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department, we hope you and your family has a wonderful year in 2015.
Check this out. Is this pretty cool or what?
What are you doing?
I have downloaded this really cool app.
What's it called?
Zinio.
Oh, Zinio. I think I've heard of that
you
one
heard of this
before.
before?
I have heard about it.
Well, you know, our technology guru, Phil Burrow. That's right. Is going to help us out with this app. This is really, really cool stuff. You know, one of the things you get to be able to do is you can download things like magazines, and there's different like books and all kind of other stuff on there.
Well, that's right, Mayor. And recently, the Rowlett Public Library had begun subscribing to this service called Zinio. Through Zinio, library customers can now check out magazines online from the library. And once you've checked out a magazine, you can download it and read it on your tablet, phone, computer, or laptop using the Zinio app. And if you have any questions about Zinio, give the library a call at 972-412-6161 or our mayor, Todd Gattel.
That's right. And look at this. We got comics, or for your favorite, bedtime stories.
Bedtime stories.
You know, as they celebrate the arts, children and teens, poetry.
Graphic novels.
To love me or love me not? That is the question. How's that?
Yes, it's still a question.
Okay, forget it. Okay, never mind. All right, and we got poetry, we got religion, spirituality, we got romance. I'm not doing romance with you. Okay, and then we have these cool things like featured books on here. This is really cool, and look at these choices. As you can see, as I do this with all the different choices that you have, there's all these different things on there, and it talks about. You know, there's stuff for the children and teens. There's movies. There's fiction and literature. Look at this. This is really, really cool stuff. Next item.
That's very exciting.
I'm excited.
It's a cool app, man.
Yeah, Zinio.
So
Z-I-N-I-O. Zinio.
That's right.
And you can find it on iTunes by going to your app store or something like, or not iTunes, but you can find it by going. No, never mind.
Apps.
Phil will tell you. Apps. That's right.
Yes.
Phil can help us
Phil
out.
knows those big words.
So with that, here's
Phil
with the demonstration on how to use Zinio.
Hi, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Zinio, which is a new service that we've just started offering here at the library. Many of you may have used Overdrive before. Overdrive is our ebook platform. Well, Zinio is similar, except it's got e-magazines instead of ebooks. So we're real excited to try it out and see how it works out. And today I'm going to show you how to sign up for it and start checking out magazines. So let's take a look. All right, so there's two ways you can get to the Zinio website. The first is through our main page here. This is Rowlett website, you get to rowlett.com/library. If you look on the left-hand side here, there's the menu and there's the ebooks, and then the e-magazines is right underneath that. So you can click on that and it's going to take you to Zinio. And then the other way you can get to that is through our catalog page. So, where you search for and put reserves on books. The first thing you'll need to do is sign in. So you see I'm already logged in up in the corner, but normally you just put your card number and PIN. And then if you look down here on the left-hand side, Zinio is one of the first links. So you click on that and see we've got the same redirect there. So you click on that there, and now we're on the Zinio page. Now, Zinio is how we get magazines to you, but it's also a separate service all on its own. So once you've got to the page, you need to create a new account. So the first time you do that, just put your name and then email address, and then make a password. Now, I've already created an account, so I'm not going to do that. And the first time you do this, when you log in, you can tell it to remember you, so you don't have to log in every time, or you can put your credentials in every time. It's up to you, however you want to manage that. So we've got, I think it's 31 magazines that you can look through. You can search for them, or you can just go through the different pages. And next. And just kind of see everything. We've got a mixture of fitness and design and food and business magazines. We kind of took a look at all that was most popular in our regular magazines and tried to pick things that were similar, like National Geographic. So once you've found a magazine you want to check out, you can either just click on this little icon here, or you can click on the page and then click on checkout. So we'll click on checkout. And so now I have checked out this magazine through Zinio. Now, we use the term checkout because it's familiar, but really what you're doing is having that copy that you pretty much just keep digitally forever. You can download it to your computer, you can download it to your phone if you've got the app either through Android, Apple, or Windows. And it just stays there. So there's no late fines, you don't have to give it back, it doesn't delete itself from your device after a certain number of days. It's just pretty much there. The other cool thing is it's unlimited simultaneous access. So right now I've got National Geographic checked out. This month's the March 1 issue, but anybody else could go and check out this issue as well. We don't have to wait for it to come back in like you do with the ebooks. So a lot more people can use it at any given time. So it's very cool. Now, to look at what you've got checked out, you can go back to My Collection, and it's going to show everything that I have checked out here. So all these are the magazines I've checked out. So you can, under this Preferences, New Notification, or New Issue Notification, you can choose which magazine you want to be notified. So right now I've got Men's Fitness and Science Fiction, but you can do Backyard and Garden Design, Better Homes, Bloomberg, you could do all of them. And what it'll do is it'll send you an email whenever a new issue comes in. And that's, so whenever if you're keeping up with something regularly, you'll know when the new one comes in and you can check it out. So that, in short, is Zinio. You can either use the web-based, which is what I've shown you here today, or you can use the app, which again comes from Apple or Android or Windows. All of them have apps. And it works pretty much the same way. You download the app and then create an account on Zinio, and then anything that you've checked out, you can actually download it to your device. You're not streaming from the web on that, so the performance is a little bit more smooth. And then you can also download software to your computer and read it that way. But the quickest way to get on and start playing around with it is to use this web-based interface. So we hope you like it. Try it out. If you run into any issues with it, just give us a call. Thanks, and have a great day.
Hello, Rowlett. I'm Officer Chad Caldwell, Community Services Officer for the Rowlett Police Department. The Rowlett Police Department is proud to announce the launching of our new and improved social media sites. Please be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and interact with us on nextdoor.com. We will be using these platforms to update the community concerning potential emergencies, safety alerts, to share important information, and many times just to share a laugh with all of you, the wonderful and dedicated citizens of Rowlett, Texas. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me at the following. Until next time, the Rowlett Police Department looks forward to hearing from you. And as always, stay safe, Rowlett.
So as if we didn't have enough going on, we've got even more stuff going on. We have a whole calendar of events.
Oh my gosh, Mayor. We got regular council meetings April 7th and 21st. We have a planning and zoning meeting on April 14th and the 28th. And we also have a city council work session for April 14th. All meetings are broadcast live on RTN 16 and through streaming video on Rowlett.com. All site meetings are posted the following day.
That's a lot of stuff going on. It really is. I mean, because if you really think about how much time we spend, it's a tremendous amount of time, but it really is worth it. And the cool thing is if you can't attend the meeting, they are televised, so you can go back and stream them, or you can, of course, watch them live. We've got the great, and of course the meetings are open to the public too, so if you want to join us, you're welcome to come.
Yep.
So we have rescheduled the Great American Cleanup Day for 2015. It was really about a week ago. You know, we're supposed to have it, and it
March
was just
27th.
March 27th, and it just, the good news is we've gotten rain.
Yes.
The good news is we've gotten rain, but the bad news is that we had to reschedule because there's so much rain, everything's really muddy. So we rescheduled the event on April 11th from 9 to 1. It's a great opportunity. We're going to go around and clean up along the shoreline, which is really good. We're meeting at Marina Del Rey, which is an old marina that was closed, on Rowlett Road. So it's right off of it. You basically head down Rowlett Road, cross the bridge into Garland, and it's right there. That's where we're meeting. We're actually going to be working with the City of Garland and KRB as part of this project.
Keep Rowlett beautiful as well as keep Garland beautiful.
Keep Garland. That's right.
It's a big team effort.
So it should be a lot of fun. But Marina Del Rey is located at 2413 Rowlett Road, and we need volunteers. If you have a home on the if you have a home on the water, you just were interested in helping out, join us, because this benefits everybody that lives on the waterfront and really our entire community from a look perspective. You know,
it does.
So you can contact Martha Brown at info@keeprowlettbeautiful.org for more information. So pretty cool stuff.
What a great event.
And of course, as we mentioned before, I mentioned again, keep plugging this away, got the Kidfish and Cardboard Boat Regatta on Saturday, April 25th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 at Community Park, which is at 8700 St. Andrews.
That's right. And Kids Fish will start at 9 a.m. and go to 12 noon. And remember, it's free and no registration is required. The Cardboard Boat Regatta starts at 1:30. And remember, it's $20 per boat if registered by April 6th. It's $30 if you register after April the 6th. And you can call the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 or visit the Parks and Recreation page on Rowlett.com to register online.
And of course, we have our upcoming bond election on May 9th.
Yep.
Again, the key thing I have to stress here is just vote. Whether you're for or against it, just vote. Exercise your right to be able to vote. Because I don't want to hear people afterward and say, well, that shouldn't have been approved or it should have been approved. Well, you need to exercise your right to have your say. We've got 3 parts of the package. There's a parks package, an infrastructure package, and a public safety package. It's all in there. And that, again, it's for the May 9th bond election. We have early voting as part of that. But here's the, for specific details, you can go to your favorite website at Rowlett.com. And again, Thursday, April 9th is the last day to register to vote for the May 9th bond election. And Thursday, April 23rd, we got a telephone town hall meeting. And early voting runs from April 27th to May 5th. And May 9th is the official voting day, which says that's D-Day. And of course, your favorite website for more information is?
Rowlett.com.
That's
dates,
right.
times, and voting locations.
That's right. Now, one of my other really cool events that we love, because it's kind of leading up to I can't believe I was talking about this again, but is the Memorial Day Touch a Truck program on Saturday, May 23rd, 2015, from 10 to 1. And this is so cool. But it's this year, we've actually had to move it because of the construction on Main Street this year. It's going to be held at the Community Center at 5300 Main Street, which is, again, the Community Center, all the way down Main, behind the high school if you haven't been there before. And you can check out some vehicles, and we'll also have them in the Rowlett High School parking lot as well. So that's going to be pretty cool.
We'll have all kinds of stuff, Mayor. We'll have fire trucks, construction vehicles, our MICUs. We'll have everything there that you can think of.
So who comes to this? Who should we invite to this type of event?
Pretty much with anybody with children, all ages, it doesn't matter. Those that want to touch, climb, explore, we'll have over 25 trucks that will be lined up at the Rowlett High School parking lot. Fire trucks, ambulances, 18-wheelers, school bus, and more.
Now,
and it's your favorite, it's a free event.
Absolutely. Now, we can also not forget that this is a Memorial Day event as well. So we've got citizens, friends, and family meet at the community center to pay tribute to the fallen soldiers. So we're actually moving that this year from our Veterans Park, just due to the construction stuff going on, down to our community center. But it's a great opportunity to just give thanks to all of those that have served and paid the ultimate price, that sacrifice that they have given for our freedom today. So really, really good event. So I'm looking forward to being there. We hope that you certainly can join us, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too, Mayor. And then last but not least, don't forget to visit the Rowlett Animal Shelter and find your next best friend.
I love the shelter. I think it's so great. I love the shelter too, Brian.
Yes, I know. And
hello, good morning.
Good morning, and so does Rowlett. Good morning.
Thank you very much. I was glad you were talking. I was worried about that. Okay, so, people say to me, do you know that your mouth is moving when he talks? And I said, yes, I do. I said, this is not my day job. We're good, okay?
That's right.
So, all right, next thing you'll see my act in Vegas performing. That's
there
right.
You go.
So at the Rowlett Animal Shelter, we have a low-cost vaccination clinic and low-cost microchipping every single month. I love it.
And there's a low-cost shot clinic on April 18th, 2015. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Your mother is going to love this show. I think it's so great.
Oh my God.
I love this. This is so great.
Yeah,
I have converted you. Yes.
She's watching every
Give me
show.
give me a high, Paul. Come on. There you go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. All right. Hi, Paul. No, okay. All right. So for more information on the clinic and the pet adopt-a-thons, you just check us out online. You can visit the website. You can see the animals we have. But the shelter is a great place if you're thinking about adopting a pet. You can adopt me. Well, no, you're mine. All right. So, okay. So, you like that?
No.
All right. But if you're thinking about adopting pets, seriously, folks, we bring them into the council meetings. We try to show off some of the animals we have. We have great animals. We have different ones all the time. We have cats. We have dogs at different sizes, different colors. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. We have a 100% adoption rate of those that we put or that we bring in the council meeting.
That's right.
And it's really cool because I put them on my Facebook page. And I'm excited. We're really, really doing well with this. And the shelter's got a lot of good publicity, and we've had a really just strong success rate. Now, animal shelter hours, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5, and they're closed Sunday.
That's correct.
You can come check them out.
That's right. And Mayor, one other thing too is that we recently had adopted a animal we had since July last year. Mm-hmm. And again, all the publicity makes a difference.
It absolutely does. And it's a lot of fun. And I seriously want to take an opportunity to thank you, thank staff for all the hard work. Monica Patterson does an amazing, amazing job. You take time off of, when we think about the shelter closed at 5, which means we had staff staying over to bring them to the council meeting. I just could not be more thankful. We also have a staff like the city secretary's office will go and they help, because it's hard when these animals get locked up sometimes. They get kind of like stir crazy in the cage, and we've actually had them at the city secretary's office where they bring them in and kind of provide some, rehoming, I guess you call it, to kind of get them ready for bringing them back, so they're more family friendly because they're now around people more. A lot of times it's hard when you're in these cages like that all day, so it's just really nice to have them out. So I guess socialization is a better word, but it provides them. So if you come in to the secretary's office and you see a little pet laying on the floor, that's what they're there for. They're there to help re-socialize them back in. And they make some great pets. They really, really do. We've got some really good deals on.
And it really does, Mayor. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, there's some great animals down there. Almost everybody who goes and gets an animal, they find a really great best friend.
Yes, they do.
We have a rescue dog.
Friend?
We love ours too. Yes, I can be your friend.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love you, Brian.
Yes.
You're the greatest city manager there ever was.
Yes. Thank you. So, in closing, Mayor, we have some more stuff to talk about. We ain't done yet.
I'm not finished yet. I just want to tell you how great you are.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're my favorite.
And you're my favorite, Mayor.
Can I give you a kiss?
No no kisses, Mayor.
Brian's mom said
I'm already in therapy. No kisses.
All right. So are you ready to close now?
I'm ready to close.
I bet you are. All right.
Yes, we are.
So thanks to all who tuned in. It's like, get me out of here. Thanks to all who tuned into the April 2015 edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move. You can email us or call us with your suggestions. What's your email, Brian?
Actually, bfunderburk@rowlett.com.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, great. And you can call us with suggestions. I'm on Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook as well. It's a great way to stay in touch. But again, thanks to our communication director, Drew Riss. You've done a tremendous job as usual. He puts a lot of hard work and effort into making this program possible. And he really is a one-person show. I mean, you think about, all the hard work that goes in this. He does all the video editing. He's our cameraman. He's our director. He's the producer. He does a terrific job. So a lot of fun here, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time on Rowlett on the Water on the Move. Bye, everybody.
Bye.